I got a job as a clerk at the federal courthouse in Cincinnati, and I was working in the clerk's office. And in the clerk's office, as the newbie, one of the tasks I was assigned was to handle the incoming mail. And because, you know, we had federal judges in our building, the mail was on a completely separate ventilation system. So that way, if somebody sent something in like anthrax or whatever, the judges were protected and just us lowly clerks would die or blow up or whatever. So one of my first times being assigned to the mail, we had to put on full like masks, gloves, the works or whatever. It wasn't necessarily required, but it was highly recommended because you didn't know exactly what you were going to be handling. And I think I might have mentioned this in the past, but one of the pieces of mail that was common to get was prisoner mail, where they would send mail from prison following up on their court cases or trying to get an appeal or, you know, sometimes just being an asshole to judges, whatever. And we got a box from a prison one time, and I opened it up to start processing it, and it was a toilet paper roll. Have I told you guys this story?
No.
No.
Like the cardboard center of a toilet paper roll,
No,
or just
a
like
full toilet paper roll with toilet paper on it.
with writing on it?
It was written on. So someone had unrolled like a toilet paper roll and written a murder confession. They detailed almost everything about the murder, as far as I know, on this toilet paper roll. And when they were done writing their murder confession, they rolled it back up. But after they rolled it back up, they pissed on it. All over it. They soaked this toilet paper roll with urine that has then dried and caked. And so we had to try to carefully process a murder confession on dried urine-soaked toilet paper.
And that's like one ply, like he's in the sheriff's jail or in prison or something paper, right? This is
I couldn't tell you because the toilet paper was hard as a rock.
Ooh.
And they didn't allow us to even like try to unroll it.
That sounds like CSI needs to get in on that piss paper.
Yeah, but like the first, like you could see somehow whatever he wrote with didn't, or she, I don't know, remember at this point, whatever they wrote with didn't like fully blur. Like when, you know, when you piss on it, like the ink didn't just melt into like unlegible whatever. It might have deeper in, but the top layers were legible. And like it started off with like, this is going to be a detailed account of several murders I committed, yada yada yada. And so like it was a serious thing that had to be processed. But I was standing there with like a mask on, these like, you know, like latex gloves, holding just a toilet paper roll soaked in urine with a very important murder confession on it. And we used to get all kinds of weird shit. That was probably the weirdest. But most of the letters we got from like the prisons and such had horrible, weird stains all over the envelopes, whether it was blood or something else. It was disgusting and awful. And I don't recommend anybody ever do it. Open that mail. It's terrible.
That's interesting.
Yep. So there is my tale of the toilet paper murder. Confession, at least.
Interesting.
So what did that come in, like a box? They allowed to ship packages to you from jail?
I guess so. I don't think it was like a manila envelope. I think it was an actual box. So I'm assuming maybe if they told like the people at the prison, like, hey, this is my murder confession. I don't know how that works. And it's been so long, I don't recall what it came in, because like my memory is of holding it and trying to read what it said on it.
Oh my God.
And then looking around for like a superior to be like, I think this is a murder confession, but and he's just, what do I do with this? I can't send it to the, like, because once you sorted the mail, you would send it to like the appropriate judge or whatever. So it's like, I knew what judge was supposed to receive it. It's like, I don't think I can just put a urine soaked toilet paper roll in the judge's basket and be like, here, deliver it. So there was a lot of protocol questions that we didn't have answers to with that.
Interesting. I like to imagine at the jail, prison, whatever, the inmate that did that let it fully dry up and then brought it over to like the post office or whatever, the post window. And there's the security guard or whoever's working in there. He hands it to him and it's like, what is this? Oh, I peed on it. So now it's all dry. And the guard is just like, I don't even fucking want to. I'm not going to ask. I'll just box this up and ship it. God damn it. I hate this place.
I want to make sure I put my personal seal on it so they knew it was from me.
That's really interesting and also concerning, but
yeah,
I hope that wasn't like a minimum wage job.
No.
Paying you $7 an hour to put on your anthrax mask in case you get dosed by a piece of angry mail.
I think I made $12 an hour there.
Oh,
think.
well, that's worth it. That's risking
pretty
your life
good.
money right there.
Hazard pay.
That might be wrong, though. That might have been my other job. It was between, I think it was between 10 and 12. I can't remember exactly. It was between 10 and 12, so it wasn't minimum wage, but.
Wild. I mean, obviously, you didn't die of some kind of poisoning attack or whatever. Did anything crazy ever happen where just an envelope full of powder that turned out to be like flour or something came into the mailroom, or was that
Not while I was there.
not a reality?
Yeah, not while I was there. They do screen to some extent, I guess, but ultimately it fell to us to make sure that we weren't putting any of like the judges in danger. But no, other than that, and a couple of, like I said, weird stained envelopes, murder confessions, most of it was like just filing documents or trying to get like appeals and stuff. There were some creepy things, like I think there was a love letter to a judge from a prisoner once, but I don't recall the details of that one either because I don't think I processed it. I just heard about it. But no, thankfully that was the worst thing that I dealt with. Though it was always scary whenever you had an envelope that looked like it had gone through one of the Saw movies and you had to open it and figure out what the hell was inside.
Well, that's interesting. I do feel like I wish you killed somebody in the story, but you know what? 5 points to Wade for an interesting story and a really gross sounding murder confession.